Hey folks, Elaine Marilakos Edelson here with Astrology Mojo. Want to help you get your mojo back. We are here live Thursday, and we're going to be talking about the lineup of Libra planets. Plus, there's something else I saw that I wanted to chat about. Of course, the solar eclipse in Libra happened yesterday, but the energy is still here with us, shining down a light, looking at what, let's pretend it's looking shining a light on what we've been manifesting and creating and focused on. Because remember, whatever you focus on grows. That's how energy works. And it all begins with energy. So that's why I tell people the planets don't do anything to you. We live in a cooperation with the cosmos. And when you understand that you have choice and power, the game changes. It does. It really does. And you might believe, like I used to, that the planets are doing something to you, and they're really not. So, what happens then when you're in control and you have the power? What happens then? You're the one who's making the decisions and the choices, and there's nothing to blame. And so, we want to take power back. We want to own it. We want to be in the center of our happening and realize it's all happening. Just wherever you put your focus, that's what you're giving attention to. That's what gets bigger. And it doesn't mean it's a positive or a negative thing, but you want to see yourself present in as many moments as possible. Let me share the screen so I can show you what I'm talking about. Oh, that's too small. Okay, a little bigger. I still don't know how to just get this part, the chart. Well, maybe I can't. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing. Maybe I can do it over here. Oh, whoa, no, that's two. No, that's a no. All right, now I just made it smaller. Okay, doesn't matter. We're here. We're together. Let's take a look. You know what? Maybe we just go full. Oh, that still didn't make it bigger. So when we, oh, there's something. Oh, all right. So we have a lineup. Yesterday was 10 degrees and 7 minutes of Libra for the eclipse. Now, a Libra eclipse, and this is the last time we're going to see a Libra eclipse for a while. It's wrapping up a whole, I would say, a series of extremes. So, Libra, guided by Venus, represents harmony in relationships, with your finances. Venus also guides finances and protection, as in defense, not like Mars defense, but could be legal protection, could be attorneys, lawyers, contracts, that kind of thing. And also the adrenals in your body. Too much sugar, you love to bake, you love to eat, you love the wine, but we don't want to be whining about what we're not getting, because that leads us to Mercury in communication. But it's before we even open our mouth, Mercury represents perceptions and beliefs. So what's a belief? It's just something you keep thinking over and over again. So where are your thoughts? Air signs are Aquarius, Libra, and I just went blank. What's the other air sign? Oh, a Gemini, of course. So when we've got a whole lot of Libra energy in the sky, we have South Node in Libra, and the South Node is always opposite the North Node, which is in Aries right now, transiting. This is a general chart. We've got Mercury, the planet that represents communication, but perceptions first and beliefs. What do you believe? Whatever you believe, you're going to give credence to, and that creates a pattern, and that pattern creates a lifestyle. And in Libra, it's not wanting to make waves, being so appropriate, but yet walking away with a definite opinion. And what do they think they're doing? But of course, you're smiling and you're the ultimate diplomat. And, nothing right or wrong about any of this. It's just, are you speaking your truth? And the moon right now is in Libra for another day. And this is all about harmonizing, again, those relationships. But moon represents intuition, sometimes feminine issues, but also the relationship that you have to your intuition and then being able to feel it through without going to extremes. Libra can go to extremes like any of the air signs because it's a mental energy, even though it's guided by Venus, which Taurus is as well. Anyway, so the sun is where you put your focus, and it's oftentimes seen as a masculine energy. Mercury, a kind of a, I would call it boyish, and the moon, feminine. So, with all of this Libra energy asking you to be a little bit more present, and what is it that you're wrapping up? Because it's not just that we have a whole lot of Libra going on. We also have a grand trine between Mars, Saturn, and Venus now. And a grand trine is 120 degrees in astrology, and it also represents with ease. It's an open door, it's a portal, it's an alignment that helps you to recognize the bigger picture. So when we have this going on, Venus guiding Libra in Scorpio, it's intensity, it's with purpose, it's with intent to champion a cause, perhaps. Mars is in Cancer, another water sign, has more difficulty expressing emotions or feeling very sentimental about something or pent up anger. But with this open door to what are you feeling? Come on, let's smooth it over. Libra, Venus guiding Libra. Let's smooth it over. Let's talk it out. Let's work it out. And you may decide that a relationship that you've had in your life, business, pleasure, friend, family, potential financial investment, maybe it just doesn't work for you anymore. It might not work for you anymore, but you'll see the reasons why you have it in the first place. That is the purpose of the solar eclipse in Libra, to really understand in here. So you can see the light behind me. Just this is a solar eclipse energy coming to you live every 6 months. And so when we look at it this way, where we want to create harmony between what the issue is, the intensity of it, how it makes us feel, what's the momentum, Mars equals momentum, where do we want to go with it, how do we resolve it, how do we move forward? And maybe it doesn't have to do anything with people, but maybe it's a business thing because this is financial. This could be financially motivated with this Cancer here, Scorpio and Venus and Mars, definitely. You want to make money, you want to invest money, you want to get the best out of the dollar that you spend or invest. And then we have Saturn, and it's in retrograde. So Saturn represents the discipline, the piety, the dedication, the climbing the mountain one step at a time. In Pisces, opening up to more spirituality or understanding what your addictions have been or your patterns have been that are self-defeating and self-limiting. And it also sets is the energy. Saturn is the energy that represents setting the structure, creating the framework. You want to build. Okay, Cancer in the general charts represents home and family and hearth, and Saturn represents the building. It's the structure that you create to create that family and hearth and home and relationships. In Mars, it's the motivation. How do we resolve this issue? What's going on with one of our kids? Do I want kids? Or a cousin of mine just did a gender reveal cupcake for someone who had difficulty in a previous pregnancy and wanted to see the results, wanted my cousin to see the results of the labs and the outcome and the gender before she did, because she wasn't sure she could handle another disappointment that was crushing. And so she made cupcakes in her home. She was the warden of the gender reveal and put to task. And it's a girl, by the way. And we're so happy for them. So this trine between these 3 planets can represent having to take the Libra energy of resolution between extremes. What are you at odds with? What have you been in the past couple of years at odds with? This is where you want to take this thought and expand it in a way where you can actually step through the door, go through the archway, make the new structure, the new commitment of where you want to take your feeling state, how dedicated you are, what's your momentum as Mars, what is aesthetically pleasing, where's the harmony, Venus, and also the financial investment. And then of course Saturn is setting the structure. So what part of you is saying, okay, I used to work 5 days a week, I am now going to downsize and do 3 days a week, work with my employer, and work 3 days a week, and then the other 2 days I'm going to start that crochet knitting business that I'm going to start making products. I'm going to start giving more time to me or the family. So decide where you need to harmonize something with this Libra energy. And the planets aren't plus or minus. The angles aren't plus or minus. Yeah, we see a square. Oh, that's a little bit of a challenge because maybe your comfort zone is not getting off the couch and starting something, or oh, do I have to? I've been so tired. Okay, so then take care of your body a little bit every day. Take care of your health a little bit every day, a lot every day, a lot of it every day. You want to take care of yourself. And because without a body, you're not here. You're not imbibing. You're not smelling, tasting, sensing, feeling. You're not involved in the reality that you have chosen to create on this earth at this time. And we're going to talk more about it in the upcoming weeks, but Mars is going to be going into retrograde, Cancer and Leo in December. And by January, it's back into Cancer retrograde. So Mars in Cancer with this trine right here, and it's going to be there for a while. We're looking at you really taking a look, inventory, organizing. A Libra, any Libra or Libra rising sign, for the most part, not everyone, because that's a generalization, but for the most part, their closets are pristine. They are color coded. They are hung and pressed. Everything is neat and tidy on display. A model home, a model way of finding perfection. Okay, so the only true perfection there is being in the heart of compassion in as many moments as possible. That's it. You're done. If you feel that, you've just put so much love into the world and you didn't even have to fold laundry to do it. Okay. So keep the idea of extremes at bay. Now, if you're in an extreme phase and you don't know it, just look at when you bounce from thing to thing. Oh, I did, 4 months. I worked 80 hours a week for 4 months and I deserve a break. And then you take 2 months off and screw them. Okay. That's an extreme. So any consistent behavior that is all or nothing, here or there, you're in, you're out, it's up, it's down, that's an extreme. And some people might say, well, I thrive in extremes. Well, if you're happy and clap your hands. If you know that your patterns, look around, have gotten you everything that you've ever wanted, and there are no grumbles or complaints in your world, in your day, you have arrived, and I'm in awe of you. For everybody else on the planet, we're going to look at where's the open door and how can we harmonize our behavior so that we can take advantage and step through that door. So you're saying, oh, I want to start a new job, or I want to get back into shape. And instead of taking care to go food shopping and buying only healthy things that don't have ingredients that you can't pronounce, that don't have hidden things like chemicals. If you're not doing that and you're just saying, I'll just eat what's there, it's fine. I'm only eating 3 meals a day. I'm only eating one meal a day. I'm only doing this. And then 2 months later, you're like, I can have a bowl of pasta. I've been so good. That's an extreme. So when you make a commitment, you're letting go of the pattern that was, but then it takes time. 3D takes time. 3D takes time. But when you have the inspiration, and here's the thing, when you have an inspiration, that is your true spirit speaking to you. We are an extension of the light. We exist here, now, everywhere. And when you are inspired to do something and it just fills you beyond belief, and you just feel giddy and light and happy and airy and positive and just compassionate, and there's just, sparkles are coming out of your fingertips. That is the divine in you speaking, coming through you. And the moment you bounce to something just happened, you need to check your biology. Because when we are manifesting something, we are creating something at all times. Everything starts with a vibration. So as soon as you dive because you forgot to eat or you chose not to, or you're having a snack bar instead of an actual meal, you are compromising that divine energy and you're minimizing your allowance of being connected to it. And then what happens? Well, then the thing that you want is over there. And all you talk about is what's here and how it's not happening. So remember, where you put your focus is what grows. So let's say you want to plan a trip somewhere. So let's say all this Libra energy is in your 9th house and you want to travel. And you're thinking, okay, I'm going to put away so much money every paycheck, or I'm going to not be frivolous and buy those things. I'm going to put that in a bank account or in an envelope, and that is for the travel. That's the travel money, and I'm not going to dip into that. And as you go along, you start looking at that and saying, that envelope or that bank account, and you start saying, there's really not enough to get there. I'd have to get a really massive sale. I don't know if this is going to happen. So that just pushed your dream further away. That kind of vibration, energy, talk, you got to watch your chatter, folks, especially in Libra. Libra is an energy that likes to chatter and sometimes judge. Now, it has its place because with Venus guiding Libra deals with the law. It deals with justice. So if you're focused on what's not happening, like there's not enough money to get on that trip. I wanted to go in December. I don't think it's going to happen. I really want to go, but I don't think it's going to happen. I really want to go, but I don't think it's going to happen. So every time you bounce back and forth to the thing that is not being validated, you push that thing away. Gets further and further away by no one else's doing except yours. So just be aware of your vibration, your extremes about, okay, so let's say you were vying for a job or you're in a romantic situation and you were separated for a while and you negotiate with your husband, spouse, boyfriend, lover, whatever, and you say, okay, I really need this to change in order for us to be together. And they say, okay, I'm good. Let's do it. And you come back together and then you notice in a few months, nothing's changed. So now what? Now you need to make a decision. Are you good with the way things are? Is it working for you? If not, and you've been saying, I really need this to happen, I need this to happen, well, then you're the one who needs to make the change. You can't wait for somebody else. It's not always an easy place. The middle ground is not boring. The middle ground has every potential. It's the hub. But when you polarize to one side, like, oh, might as well do it myself. I'm going to do it all myself. Because it's only going to get done if I do it. Because, I've heard so many Libra sun and rising sign people say things like, my spouse, my lover, my boyfriend, girlfriend, they don't know what to get me. I tell them what I want. They don't get it. I just buy it myself. I'll just do it myself. That's an extreme. So when you say, I would really love this thing, or here's what I want, here's my Christmas list, here's my birthday list, here's something I would really love to have, and you don't get it, I want you to look in the mirror and ask which part of yourself won't allow yourself to be out of control. That's the core issue, that you're not getting your needs met, and you might be picking people in your life that can't meet your standards because you won't allow them access to your soft, chewy, kind center. So, where are you in control of everything? Where are you fearful of giving up that control to have equality? That's a big issue. So, you really want to look at, okay, it stems from the first two people you've ever known as a child. That's where you watch the patterns and go, "Oh, that's how they do it. Okay, that's how I," and then you grow up and say, "I'm never gonna do it that way. The way my parents, my grandparents, my aunt and uncle, my single mom or dad raised me. I'm not doing it that way." But yet you actually do it that way in your own way. So be very aware of, during this eclipse energy, just because the eclipse happened yesterday, if you're watching this in a replay, please remember to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you. If you're watching this in a replay, and it's still October and November, you're still in the vibe of both eclipses, Pisces and Libra. And it's going to get triggered again next year in springtime when Neptune enters the sign of Aries. I'm talking re-evolution. For some, revolution, but re-evolution. Start now. Start this moment. Every day is a moment to start. How do you want your relationships to feel, to be? Do you have, I know someone who would not speak to their child because they got a job that was funded by a particular political party. Nothing harmful, just that part. What? You did that? Oh, yeah, and it's because they were polarized. And can you imagine letting something as small as an opinion stop you from loving your own child? Can you imagine that? How much control a person needs to have over the world or their environment. Now, the opposite of that is everybody else is in control and you just follow along. But you go home and you see, either you complain or you feel wounded or you feel something invalidated. Like, oh, I gave my best and yeah, they didn't even say thank you. So go within. This grand trine right here is helping you to access the part of you that is ready to transform something, your pattern, not theirs. You can't change anybody else. You can't. And the added bonus is that Saturn in Pisces, let's create a new spiritual structure for how we want to conduct ourselves without being extreme, is quintile Uranus. What does that mean? Well, quintile is a 72 degrees angle, and it relates to being creative. And I mean artistically creative, musically creative, problem solving for the sake of the whole, not just, I want to get my needs met. So that's a fascinating angle to have too. Uranus is the rebel, it's the astrologer, it's the scientist, it's the technology. It's the energy that makes slavery and then creates the bolt cutter for the chains. And it's in Taurus, very practical, guided by, oh, hello, Venus. So we want to get creative now with how something can happen. And if you don't know, and you're like, I don't know how to start a YouTube channel, I don't know what I'm supposed to do right now, I don't know how this is supposed to work. Well, instead of, remember, I said earlier, what you focus on grows. So the more you say, I don't know, the more you're going to get, I don't know. So how about you make the statement once, I don't know how to do it, but let's add a bridge. Yet, however, somebody in the world does because it exists or some version of it exists. So I am going to imagine that all open doors will come to me so that I can manifest consciously, because we're all in this together, folks. We're not doing this alone. Okay, I saw this the other day on Instagram, and I love it, love it, love it. And it's a quote. Now you can drop in any context here. It says, "My body is in perfect harmony. Every cell vibrates with radiant health, strength, and vitality." Now I'm repeating this and I'm making a song out of this all day long because I've been on a healing road many years. And now in my mind, it's done. I'm healed, but I'm maintaining the frequency. I'm bringing it up. And so you can say, "My body is in perfect harmony. Every cell vibrates with radiant health, abundance, prosperity, support, strength, and vitality." And then you start to meet people who say, "Oh, yeah, I did that." Was that what you were just? I overheard you in the supermarket line talking about how you were trying to do something, make ceramics, and you didn't know. Oh, well, I did that. Here, let me give you, I'll write it down. Here's a place you can go. And boom, you're starting to bring to you suggestions, opportunities. Is the first thing that comes your way going to be, "Oh my gosh, I just manifested"? Maybe it's not what you want, but the universe is going to lay out an array of supporters to say, "Is this what you want? Is this what you want? Is this what you want?" You can say, "No, but thank you, but I'm ready for the next one." And so when you manifest consciously, and we look at this, here's an open door with the grand trine. Here's an added boost with Saturn quintiling Uranus. It may come unexpectedly out of the blue, a creative inspiration. And because of Libra, it's about harmonizing and organizing, not controlling, harmonizing, organizing, and looking at both sides of the situation, but finding out what's your opinion. Where do you want to be? Where's your stance? Because you're in the center. Doesn't matter if you are a Libran sun, rising moon, or have anything in Libra. This applies to everyone. This is about getting along. Come on, folks. Let's all hold hands and skip. Can we do that? Just for 5 minutes? If everybody did that for 5 minutes on this earth, do you know the advancement? How fast we would shoot through crap and get to the other side and then find accord with each other and our issues? Hello, my body, or pick an issue, my body, my job, my career is in perfect harmony. Every cell vibrates with radiant health, strength, vitality, and add abundance to it so that there are no extremes. "Oh, I want to do this, but I'm exhausted." Well, then take care of your body and stop stepping over your threshold where you can't do something. Does that make sense? Because as we move along toward Mars moving into retrograde in December through, hang on, all the way until the 1 month, and then it'll be back in, it'll retrograde into Leo and then back into Cancer. And we wind up on February 23rd. So we're going to have a couple of months of some momentum. Are you frustrated? Are you pent up? Well, maybe you're stopping yourself from something. And so if we can stop blaming other people, let's stop blaming and just look in the mirror and say, "What can I do for me? What's my best?" As the collective of Abraham would say through Esther Hicks, how can I reach for the best feeling thought right now? That's where I want to take it. That's where I want to go with it. Because we're all in this together. This is people soup, right? And as many people as there are on this planet, that's how many realities there are. So let's stop trying to make other people see our point of view and start reveling in the fact that you can create something with or without your magic wand. And it's not that hard. It takes some repetitive focus, bring it back. So the next time you're saying, yesterday I had a conversation with someone who's going through something possibly legal, and they say, I'm great. I'm great. I'm in my center. I am focused on the outcome. I'm asking other people to see me focused in the outcome. I don't know what that sound was. And then just flipped right back to, and they're doing this and they're greedy SOBs. And it's like, okay, let's take the focus off of what you don't want. Keep it on what you just said, that you're in your center, you're surrounded by support and light and happiness, because you don't want to minimize your outcome by talking about what's not working. I am going to pull a card from the universal law of conscious creation. Oh, let me go back over here. Hey, thanks for being here. I appreciate you. All right. A little support during this time frame. And there's no reversals on these, but if I pick up something, I might talk about it. All right. In closing today, and I'll see you again next Thursday. I forgot. Let me see. What are we talking about next week? Next week, we are going to be talking about. Wait, I posted it yesterday. Jupiter retrograde and 4 other retrograde planets. That's what we're going to be talking about. Okay. So I just lost you. Where are you? Nope, that's not you. Anyway, here's the card that I'm pulling for you. To assist with. Okay, 1 and 2. Whoa. Okay, they all want to come out. All right, I'm just going to pick 3. Now, can you see this? Hang on. There we go. So the first one that came out was concentration. Remember that game? I used to love that TV show. Oh, this is all green, so you can't actually see the. Anyway, it's a green matrix, like a chartreuse green matrix. Concentration, universal law. What we focus on grows. The second card that came out was free will. Free will, baby. Free will. And the number on this is 28. So that's a 2. That's empathy and harmony between people, plus an 8, which is infinity on its side. You're at the center. 8 and a 2 is a 1. That's individuality. And then free will is a 3, a 2 and a 1. So you have free will. You're not restricted by anyone except your own thoughts and beliefs. And then the last card that came out, which I love, is 1. 1. Singular sensation. That's you. All right, folks. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate you. I will see you next week. We'll talk about Jupiter and a whole lot of retrograde planets. Until then, be present. As always, I wish you peace. See you next time.